Okay, welcome back, you guys. In today's video, we're going to be focusing on the full moon in Pisces happening on September the 17th at 7:34 Pacific, and we're just going to delve into some of the messages in regards to the energy that's coming up. I talked about earlier this month in regards to how I was going to hold off on this particular reading because of the significance that it holds with especially full moon lunar eclipse happening in the sign of Pisces, which is the 12th house of the zodiac. The end of the zodiacal wheel and what that represents, moving into what we will then get into Libra season later on this month. All right, you guys, so we're just going to kind of make this a little bit quick. This is just for the 17th. We're going to be focusing on the energy that is coming up with the full moon. Currently in opposition with the sun in Virgo. So when there is a full moon, it is typically a culmination or a high point, a celebration of an ending that is happening in regards to a long chapter that has kind of, worked its way up until this point for quite some time. This could be on a 5-year cycle. This could be on a 12-year cycle, 7-year cycle, depending on how this is typically like transiting your chart and things of that nature. So it all kind of varies depending on your own personal chart, but nonetheless, the full moon in Pisces is a very significant high point in regards to very significant changes in order to move the energy forward properly and to release and let go and culminate a very significant chapter in your life, with the 5 of Coins card here at the bottom of the deck representing an ending or a chapter closing. As you can see, these people are being left out in the cold. The 5 of Coins represents a culmination or an ending of sorts, kind of, breaking away or cutting things off in a particular way. Now, with the full moon in Pisces opposite the sign of Virgo, typically full moons are when the sun and the moon are opposite each other in the sky. This is a direct representation of a culmination of energy. Full moons, especially eclipses, are typically, like I said, an ending, but because it is an eclipse, this is considered to be a full moon on steroids. So this is a very significant, very strong culmination or chapter ending here on this date. And so it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it definitely represents, again, an end of a cycle or a celebration. Keep in mind as well, we have the King of Cups card here, which is water energy, which can represent Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio energy. So Pisces energy is considered to be mutable water. It is the transitional period of spring to summer. All mutable signs are a representation of change, transition, or adaptiveness and things of that nature. It's very compassionate in the sign of Pisces, and it does represent an ever-changing energy that's giving us something emotional that is changing or too heavy in order to transmute the energy and part ways with it. Also keep in mind that with the sun in Virgo at 29 degrees, the sun is culminating in the sky as well at its final degrees before it enters into the sign of Libra on the 22nd, which we'll be getting into at a later time. But yeah, so the sun opposite the full moon in Pisces is a strong representation of a closing of sorts, 3 of Swords card here, in order to release and let go and step into something that is a lot more significant, that is in a much better alignment moving forward. We do have the 10 of Coins card here. So there is a representation as well in regards to wealth and knowledge. So basically what this culmination is representing with the sun at 29 degrees in Virgo and opposite the full moon eclipsing in the sky as well, this is a representation of knowledge is wealth. 10 of Coins card here. So the more that you're in an alignment with your higher truth or in alignment with your purpose, knowing yourself, there is a very strong, significant energy here that is a representation of how the true wealth in life is knowledge. And the reason for that is because with the moon in Pisces on this day, it is also going to be conjunct Saturn. So we have the Judgment card here. The Judgment does represent strong judgment or choices or decisions. Saturn is the planet of cold, hard truth, and it does represent a sense of maturity as well. So in regards to the conjunction to Saturn with the moon in Pisces, there is a sort of, expectation that you're coming into realization with in regards to your dreams, where you're feeling that, it's like you're good with the culmination that you've worked up until this point. So as this culmination sort of comes in right around the 17th, there is a strong realization in regards to abundance and wealth and happiness and joy and what is most significant to you. So we also have a square to Jupiter as well, which Jupiter does represent abundance, and Jupiter is in the sign of Gemini currently at this time. So there is this energy of kind of like a helping hand, or to just kind of keep yourself on track with a much broader, higher purpose and things of that nature. So we do have the Nine of Cups card here, which is a card that represents, you know, again, you've done the work, you've done what you needed to do, you've worked on this thing for quite some time. And as you get to this high point or this culmination right around the 17th, there could be also a strong realization around wealth and prosperity and things of that nature, which comes from a sense of knowledge and information. So the more that you can kind of lean back into your own personal truth and what is most significant to you and how you're working with this energy or have been working with this energy for quite some time, this energy culminates and you have a much broader sense of purpose and a deeper realization around the work and the effort that you've needed to do in order to get to this point over some time. So the Nine of Cups can also represent a feeling of being satiated in a sense, or feeling like you've done the work and now you've gotten what you needed out of it to feel whole and complete. It's like, again, going back to that feeling of, with the conjunction of Jupiter and Gemini, like you're good. You have nothing to worry about. There's nothing that is throwing you off your course and things of that nature. I talked about this energy, especially with Mercury and the sign of Virgo, culminating up until this point with this full moon in Pisces, of like driving a car on rails, though there could have been, or there may have been, some very significant energies externally trying to throw you off your course in a certain way. And it was just very important to just stay on course and in alignment with, again, the plan or the projects or the things that you're doing, and the adaptiveness of the mutable signs to stay on course with gaining more abundance and the clarity from a lot of this Virgo energy with the Sun in Virgo and Mercury in Virgo. All right, so also alongside with that, we also do have Venus square Pluto at this time. Now, keep in mind that with Venus square Pluto in the sign of Capricorn, there is still possible manipulation or people kind of getting under your skin on some level. Pluto in Capricorn, especially with the Venus square. Venus is in the sign of Libra, which does represent relationships and harmony and things of that nature. A square to Pluto can represent like you're doing the work, you're doing what is best for you. Five of Cups though, there's a external sort of vibration or energy that seems to be on a low vibration or low frequency that seems to be trying to either take your energy, throw you off your course, make you believe things that are not true to who you are. And again, as I talked about in past videos, having this sort of conversation of like trying to convince others or put things onto others and tell them who they are is just not going to work. And in that representation of Venus in the sign of Libra, where it is very much at home, square Pluto and Capricorn, this is just an expose of the energy being exposed or coming up to the surface in regards to other people's energy or frequency and where they're kind of coming from. Obviously, that doesn't have to be for all of you, but at the same time, you know, it is an awareness or a representation of just kind of knowing where things aren't necessarily suitable for you moving forward, so that you can continue to do the work and to express truly where things really stand with you and what is most important. Again, Pluto in Capricorn is about sort of digging up the truth. Pluto is in Capricorn. It could represent like a very strong strategic kind of plan or effort in order to sort of dig up the truth and bring it up to the surface. So just keep that in mind. Five of Cups, there is, again, this release, this letting go. Now we have the Temperance card here. So the Temperance does represent Sagittarius energy alongside with the Judgment card as well. Again, just, you know, make the right choices, make the right decisions, go with the flow. Don't overthink the process. Allow yourself to continue to stay in alignment with a broader truth that you have for yourself. Again, this is a bit of a private energy. It's not like you're having to express or tell the world exactly what your plans are and things of that nature, because we do also have Mars in Cancer. So with Mars in Cancer alongside this energy with the Moon card here, again, as I was saying, Mars in Cancer is about protecting the people that you love, and it can also represent a sense of privacy, but also a sense of just kind of knowing where to put your energy on an internal also very intuitive level when it comes to external things. We do have the Chariot card here, which does represent Cancer as well, with the moon also representing Pisces. So with Mars in Cancer, this energy is trine the moon in Pisces, and it's also trine Pluto in Capricorn as well. So Mars in Cancer is kind of a inner knowing and a representation of how things externally to you. This kind of goes back to the square to Pluto and the manipulation aspect from Venus in Libra, where things could be kind of wanting to sort of draw your attention out of you in a particular way, and it just kind of depends on what you want to do with that energy. Like for me, for instance, I would just say that, like, first of all, shout out to the guy that owns the gym that I just went to. He and I were actually having a conversation, and, you know, I was just kind of opening up to him about like what I do, and he was just kind of interested in like what I was into and stuff like that. And we started talking about holistic stuff, and he was telling me about this one chick that like goes to my gym and stuff like that. Not that I was like, you know, trying to get to know her or anything like that, but I started to talk to him about like my channel and stuff like that. And so shout out to him, shout out to Shannon, because he ended up putting my name on like this board outside of his office, you know, kind of like promoting my channel and telling people to go and follow me, which was really cool. So I appreciate that. I am very private, so, you know, obviously, like, I do keep a lot of things private and to myself. It's a huge part of the reason why, like, I don't, like, show up on my channel in a certain way. So I kind of, like, made it a point to, like, get out of there pretty quickly so that people wouldn't necessarily know exactly who I was, because I do also have to attend that gym. And I just like to keep things a little bit private and a little bit, like, to myself, especially if I'm doing things on a day-to-day plan or practice and things of that nature. We will have Venus move into the sign of Scorpio later on, which is going to be a very deep and intense level of energy. We're going to talk all about that in Libra season, so definitely look forward to that when the sun enters into Libra. But we're going to more so focus on the Pisces full moon here because it is such a very strong energy, especially at this time. So anyway, getting back to what I was saying, with Mars in Cancer, there could also be, like, again, with a lot of this underlying current with Venus in Libra, square Pluto in Capricorn, and with the trine to Mars in Cancer, it could feel like there's a lot of energy that's coming towards you. Sorry, these flowers have, like, literally lasted so long. Like, they are just going so strong. Look at this. They are... I drink the water. Just kidding. It's been a little bit dry too. I mean, I hope it cools off a little bit, but so yeah, Mars in Cancer could be like, I mean, it's kind of like that vibe or that energy of, you know how like in that scene of the new I'm Okay, It's Okay, I'm Okay video by Tate McRae, where she's like being taken by the cops or being arrested or what have you. It could be very much that representation, 3 of Wands card here, where it's like you just feel like, especially with Mars in Cancer, because Mars in Cancer just wants to protect itself. It just wants to feel comfortable and safe. It doesn't want to fight. It doesn't want to cause all these issues. But externally, that little part of that video, that clip, is a strong representation of Mars in Cancer, where like it always feels like there's these external things that are just like coming in that are like trying to like rip your leg off and fucking eat it, you know, because it's a crab. You know, Mars in Cancer is a crab, and it just kind of feels like people are just like wanting to always take your energy in a certain way. And granted, you know, it's not that you're not willing to give it in a particular way. You just want to give it in the right way. You don't want to like just give it away for free. You know what I mean? But it does feel like there could be this very side questy energy with certain people in a certain way. And so we do have the Page of Wands card here, the Fool, the Queen of Cups, and the Two of Swords. So yeah, what I'm getting here is like, you know, just stay true to yourself. The best thing to do is stay internally true to yourself, knowing yourself, because again, like I said, knowledge is power. True awareness of self is power. The more that you can stay in alignment with your true self, the better and the stronger and the more development and the better skills that will come of it, especially in Libra season. Because for us Capricorns in particular, with the sun moving into the sign of Libra, Venus is already there. That's going to be entering into our 10th house of career. So the 10th house is Capricorn energy. And so, you know, this is just a time to just really lock in on what's important and to just stay true to yourself and don't let external energies throw you off in any way, shape, or form. So again, I hope that you got something from this video. I didn't want to make this super long, but I definitely wanted to get this video out for you guys before the full moon in Pisces here culminates. Stay true to yourself. Don't allow external energies to throw you off in any way, shape, or form, and allow for the beauty and the abundance and the truth of clarity to come in as we move into and embrace Libra season. All right, you guys. So I will talk to you guys very soon. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and yeah, talk to you later.